Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to the CanUK podcast, the podcast done by fans, for fans, of everything nerdy. I am your host, Lord X, and I welcome you to the program this evening. Now, before we get taken down by YouTube under copyright, let me introduce you to our co-host this week. It's Israel Pacheco.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Just waiting not to be taken down myself. Oh, man. It's funny when you were doing that countdown. I was thinking of the Chris Jericho countdown. If we had like the little sound effect, that would have been badass. Like, like Y2J. Like, that should be awesome. Anyway, back to what you were talking about, the YouTube, craziness that's happening now. It's, man.
Yeah, that's our first discussion this week. I mean, it happened this past week, the quote-unquote copyright apocalypse on YouTube. YouTube getting a little bit more serious with their copyright claims. And in a lot of cases, it being very weird, such as Jonathan Blow getting flagged for a video that he put up of his own game.
Oh man, I heard one from Jim Sterling that he was flagged by YouTube for a video that had some footage from a Capcom game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Capcom removed the claim, and then he just got, it just got claimed again. Like, and it's already been removed, and it got claimed again. So it's just weird, whatever system they have in place. And like you were saying, a lot of times it's like the people who actually created the games don't even know this is going on.
Yeah,
like
Deep Silver was like that too, and they've come out and said, like, yeah, if anything's getting claimed, dispute it right away and send us a link to said video, because we're not doing that.
Yeah, in a lot of cases it seems like it's YouTube's system, their copyright system, that it's just flagging videos left and right. And on one hand, it is other people's content, but on another hand, there's, certain things in place, like fair use if you're like doing reviews or things like that. And I don't know, it's always been kind of sketchy on YouTube, because sometimes, even myself, like when I had the previous channel, I'd get flagged for stupid stuff, and like it'd just be me talking in front of a camera, no licensed music, no music period, just my voice in like a game that I'm holding up, or whatever, a collectible or something, and I'd get flagged for it. And so it doesn't make any sense, and it was getting me mad. I was like, why is this happening? Because it's just me, and I like, on those claims you could write back to them, and I was like, it's just me, myself in front of a camera with a microphone. There's no copyrighted video, no copyrighted footage, no copyrighted music. There was nothing. So it seems like their system's extremely dodgy, and it's getting even worse now. And I'm just thinking, like, where are they gonna draw the line? Like, I know where Adam Sessler works now, Rev3 Games, they're predominantly on YouTube, and they, generate revenue through videos. And are they going to get flagged because they're, quote unquote, like official, reviewers in the industry? Or is it going to be people who have only a certain amount of subs? Like, it's not clear at all.
No, it is not. I mean, some other big names on YouTube that I can think of right now that's gotten flagged has been Angry Joe, for one. He got, like, most of his videos, I think, 61, or it was either 31 or 61, I can't remember now, but of his videos that had 1 million plus views flagged for copyright. And basically every one of his videos that got claimed were review videos, which should have been in the clear anyway.
Yeah. It's just weird. I guess maybe because of, how he does his videos. I've never really seen much of him before, Like, I've never gotten into his style of videos. I've heard, it's just like angry video game nerd, but with like modern games instead, like with
Kind
modern
of.
in a way.
Hmm.
Um, but like I was saying, where do they draw the line? Like, or is the IGN like YouTube channel gonna get flagged? Probably not, because they're the biggest site on the planet when it comes to games. But
Are you thinking like somebody like Machinima?
yeah, like Machinima, like are they gonna get flagged, or are they in the clear? Is it just all these channels that maybe only have a couple thousand subscribers or less than that?
Hmm.
It's just really strange. And like I was talking to you earlier about this. I know we don't put ads in our videos or monetize, but at the same time I'm like, are they gonna flag us and just ban us from using YouTube even if we don't monetize? Like, that's where I'm kind of worried they might be headed that way.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I still have several videos flagged. I just haven't, I've just ignored them because they're not interfering with my YouTube status. But yeah, if that gets worse, ew. It is definitely something to be worried about. Hopefully it doesn't get worse, but yeah, like you're saying, no idea where they're going to cross that line because I mean, I understand copyright stuff fully. Like, if somebody's going to upload an entire movie onto YouTube, yeah, they should be
Yeah,
flagged
of
because,
course. Yeah.
but for somebody like ourselves that do, gaming related videos, I'm not putting up gameplay of just pure gameplay. I'm putting up with voiceover, with my thoughts and feelings on said games.
Mhm.
So, yeah, uh, as some people might know of a video that I put up recently. Because of this, I'm going to try and focus more on indie titles now and the odd big game where I know the developer is completely fine with it being uploaded,
Mhm.
which is
Yeah,
a
'cause
safe route for a lot of people now.
yeah, it just seems strange that this is all happening. I don't know if maybe on YouTube's end they just don't want to pay out the money,
Hmm.
or are developers really on their back about it? Like, we don't really know. There's no transparency when it comes to this. It isn't like YouTube has customer service anyway. Like, when you try to contact YouTube, you have to go through like 800 loops just to find a number or anything. You can't even find a number. You have to contact them directly through. So I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, is it like a fucking computer on the other end that handles all this? Like, we
Yep.
don't know anything.
Well, it is a quote-unquote robot slash
Hmm.
program that is going through the video and finding these things. So that is definitely where it is flawed, but granted, that's really the only way to do things.
Yeah,
It's
of course, because you
God,
can't have a staff of people watching millions of videos.
well, it's something like what, 100, oh, what is it now? 100 hours of video being uploaded every minute on YouTube?
Mhm.
It's an insane amount anyway.
Yeah, it is. It's probably like T100 on the other end. Some shit is really gonna be the YouTube copyright apocalypse. YouTube's gonna become
It's just,
self-aware by next year.
oh God, God help us. Oh wait, no, that's Amazon, not Google. I was gonna say those
Oh, the
drones.
drones. Yeah, YouTube is gonna merge with Amazon. The drones are gonna
On a
be dropping
copyright video,
stuff.
dude, they'll come along and drop a bomb on you or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just strange. And what sucked is that YouTube doesn't have like PR people.
Hmm.
They don't have like a representative. It isn't like somebody could put out a video that, oh, here's how to do things on YouTube of and not get flagged by copyright. I know there's stuff like that out there, but there isn't like a poster child for YouTube, you know what I mean? There isn't somebody who's interacting with the community.
Yeah.
It's just all, like you said, a computer system. And customer service people, I don't know where the hell, because you can never get in contact with them.
Hmm. Who knows? Maybe it's Don Matrick over there now. Oh my. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's move away from the scary, bad YouTube apocalypse and move into our news stories of the week, where we've got lots of great and fun, interesting things to talk about. Some great stories to really get excited for. And Israel, you want to kick us off with our first story?
Yes, with the funny guy's name. So, a brand new Tales game is going to be hitting the PS3, and it's going to
Oh,
be it's going to be commemorating the 20th anniversary of the franchise in Japan. It's called Tales of Zestiria, and yeah, this looks pretty damn good. It's going to be coming out February 25th, 2014, exclusively on PS3.
yep. And it has been confirmed too that it is coming to the West. So no fear about them
Yeah.
not localizing it. Which,
Yeah, and it says here that it's going to be featuring both an English and Japanese audio track, which is cool because I know people who are into these types of RPGs or anime in general, they usually like the option if they want dubs or subs for
and well,
the
granted,
dialogue.
subs usually is the better route to go because
Hmm.
for some reason developers like to go with the most annoying sounding people for the English versions.
Hmm.
Yeah. Take it from me, who's played a lot of JRPGs.
Yeah, I like that option myself
Hmm.
in any game that's, Japanese oriented, like RPGs or maybe, anime like fighting games, things like that. I always like the option to have between the English voice actors or the Japanese voice actors with subtitles.
Hmm.
So yep, that's about it for this story. So moving into the next one.
Yes. Yes, war. War never changes. Anybody who knows that saying knows what the next story is, because Koaku put up an article this past week showing leaked documents that were associated with the game's voice acting casting call. And what game is that? Well, it's Fallout 4, something that people have been clamoring for quite a while now. And well, granted, Bethesda still hasn't said anything, but this casting call looks pretty legit. It was also revealed in these documents that the game is going to be set in Massachusetts, which could be really interesting.
Hmm. Yeah, it seems like hopefully this comes true because man, there's been so many leaks lately when it comes to Fallout, and then it ends up being
A hoax.
not true. And this has been going on for years, ever since the release of Fallout 3. People have been talking about, a proper Fallout 4 because, of course, they did New Vegas.
Hmm.
But
Which was a good game.
mm, I've personally never been able to get into the Bethesda style games for whatever reason.
Hmm.
I tried out Fallout 3 and I just felt lost. I got out of the,
I kind of felt the same way the first time I played it, but when I
mm,
went back to it again, I easily clocked in like 100 hours into the game.
yeah, the first time I got out the vault, I was like, where do I go? I was completely
That could be the
lost.
beauty of the game too. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's why the reasons that I'm saying I couldn't get into are the same reasons that people love this. Like you can go anywhere and do whatever you want.
Yep.
I just need more direction in the games that I play.
Hmm.
And Skyrim, I tried to get into that a couple times. It just wasn't for me. But I know there's a huge fan base for these games, and I'll probably give the series another shot with Fallout 4 whenever that comes out. It'll be cool, being in Massachusetts and the Boston setting. It'll be interesting to see all those, famous landmarks all decayed and,
Hmm.
rotten post-apocalyptic Boston.
Yep. Wonder if the stadium's going to be there with the Green Giant.
Hmm. That'd be pretty funny.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely something to look forward to. Now, you've got our next story, speaking of Bethesda.
Oh, speaking of Bethesda, we have a release date for excuse me, the release date for the Elder Scrolls Online on PC, Xbox One, and PS4, which is going to be June 2014
Woohoo!
for the PC. And it also says launches on unspecified date in June 2014. Oh, so the next gen versions are also coming in June. Actually, the PC version comes out April 4th, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
The next gen version comes out June 2014. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to this. It's funny because I was just talking about Skyrim and Bethesda games. I don't know as of yet because I haven't really been tracking this much.
Mm-hmm.
What type of I was gonna say monetization like YouTube, but their pay structure since it's MMORPG. Do you know how they're gonna handle that? Is it gonna be free to play? Do you have to pay a subscription? Do you have to buy the game for $60?
Um, well, it's going to be $59.99 retail, and there is a subscription for $15 a month. Plus, they have microtransactions as well, as far as I know.
Okay.
So, well, as for me, I am looking forward to the game, but I'll be waiting until it's free to play.
I was about to say the same thing because it seems like this is gonna go the way of the Old Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Because when that came out, you had to pay the $60. You had to do the subscription for it,
Same thing
and
with DC
then
Universe.
same thing with that game, and then it eventually became free to play. So I don't know if Bethesda just wants to get as much money as possible as they can within the release window of this, and maybe drop it like 6 months later
Yep.
or a year later. But I'll probably wait myself for, especially since I'm not into this type of game. I'd rather just give it a shot when it's free to play.
Mm-hmm. Yep, same here. I wouldn't mind trying to get into the beta, though, to try out the game. Because, well, I logged in like 200 plus hours into Skyrim, so to go back into the Elder Scrolls world and be it multiplayer, yeah, that's something that I would love to experience. But if they're going to stick with the $15.99 a month, yeah, that's not happening for me right away.
Yeah, that's a lot of money when you think about it.
Especially if you're
Especially,
paying $60 too.
yeah, if you're paying, I can understand maybe if it's free and then you pay the $15 a month, but
Hmm.
$60 on top of that $15 reoccurring, every month, that's a lot of money.
Hmm.
Plus the microtransactions, like you were saying.
Yeah. Because every game needs those now, apparently.
Yep.
Alright, well, let's move on to our next story. Speaking of paying for a game after it's been out for a while. Do you think that Borderlands 2 has enough DLC? Yes? Well, too fucking bad, because it's getting some more in the form of How Marcus Saved Mercenary Day, which is basically their Christmas DLC, which will be coming to the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Mac, and PC on December 17th, which is tomorrow, for the low, low price of $3, which, granted, is not bad at all.
It's not bad, yeah. And it's kind of crazy though that they just release like the Game of the Year edition with like,
Yep.
or the complete edition that has like every DLC, and then they released another piece of DLC.
This is the third batch of extra DLC now outside of that first slot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is basically
All right.
season 2 of DLC, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
I do
I
love...
thought they were gonna stop at one point.
No, no. Which, I mean, it's fine. Borderlands 2, more the merrier, I say.
Mhm.
The description for this is actually pretty great, too. Basically, How Marcus Saved Mercenary Day takes place in the town of Gingerton, set in the snowy land of Frost Bottom. Marcus asks you to investigate a train full of guns that's gone missing on its way to Gingerton. And you'll get a chance to battle the gigantic, terrifying Mr. Tender Snowflake, an evil snowman boss whose head you can claim for winning the fight.
And then
You
at the
gotta
end,
love the Borderlands deal.
you'll get the real Marcus Beer, and give you a rant at, at the end about how he hates microtransactions.
But hey, story DLC for $3? I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's a good price.
I really need to get back into this game. I did buy the PC version a while back and got the
Mm-hmm.
season pass for it, so dive into that, play it, and maybe eventually buy this DLC. Or hell, I might buy the DLC and play it for Christmas. Who knows?
Yeah, I got both versions now because of PS Plus. Because I had it on, well, I still have it on Xbox 360, and now they put it up on PS Plus, so I downloaded that.
Yeah, I
So.
bought the Ultimate Loot Collector's Edition back when it came.
Mm-hmm.
And I've spent so much money on that game. All right, well, you've
Pretty
got...
expensive, right? That was $150, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. So anyway, moving on from Borderlands 2, the next news story we have here is the Amazing Spider-Man is going to be getting some spin-off movies, and they're going to be about Venom and the Sinister Six. So Sony just announced these films would be coming out within the next couple of years, and I'm happy about this because maybe they could finally do Venom justice, especially after the third Spider-Man movie came out, and they didn't do the character justice at all.
No, fucking no.
So it's cool to see that these movies are, expanding, not, beyond the main characters. Like we've seen this with the Marvel movies and how they did, they eventually did Avengers. They all got their own movies, and now we're seeing it with the second Man of Steel movie. So it's cool how many
X-Men franchise as well.
Oh yeah, of course that too. It's great that we're seeing so many superhero movies.
hmm And seeing them expand into that Avengers model where they're trying to build a universe and not just focusing on the one single character. Alright, moving on to our next batch of news, going back into the realm of video games. Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z is going to get a cameo appearance from Mighty Number 9. So yeah, the main character from TJ Inafune's next game that he did a Kickstarter for is going to appear in Ninja Gaiden Z as a Beckwell re-release as DLC. Of course, you got to pay for it for Ninja Gaiden Z. Team Ninja is game for you. Okay, that's about all we know, really. So
yeah, it's this is a strange crossover because I don't know. Is KG Inafune involved with the Ninja Gaiden Z? Is that one of his newest productions? Is he working in?
So yes.
Okay, then I would understand it then, but still, Ninja Gaiden,
well,
back from Mighty Number 9.
That whole Ninja Gaiden game's looking kind of weird anyway.
Yeah, it does look really weird, and I forgot this was coming out soon. Honestly, it just fell off my radar. And I see the release date here is March 4th, 2014 on 360, PS3, and PC, and I don't know how this game's gonna perform because it just like fell off my radar. Honestly, I've enjoyed the other Ninja Gaiden games. I haven't played the third one because I heard it wasn't too good, and I never played the re-release, the director's cut version.
Apparently, that's one that's supposed to be really good, though.
Yeah, I've been meaning to pick that up. It's just one of those games that I want to play, but it's not like a priority.
Yeah, it's a discounted game for sure. $20, maybe max.
Yeah, but this is still kind of a strange crossover. It makes sense if KG Inafune is involved in both these franchises, but to have a character like Beck, which is essentially Mega Man in like a Ninja Gaiden game, it still kind of doesn't work. But we'll see. Maybe it does when it
Yep.
eventually comes out in March of next year.
Hmm. All right. Well, you've got some more movie news for us.
So the next movie news we have here is a rumor that's circulating that Don Cheadle's War Machine might be in the Avengers sequel. And as far as an update, I was reading here, so I'm just going to read it from the post over at IGN. It has been confirmed by HitFix that Rhodes has a key role in the conflict with Ultron. This site also adds that one thing you could count on is that in End of Avengers Age of Ultron, the group that calls themselves the Avengers isn't going to be the same group we saw eating shawarma together at the end of the first film.
Ooh.
Original story follows. So, are they going to be creating, a new Avengers group now with the sequel? I don't know if this has to do with Robert Downey Jr., if he's still going to be in this film, because I know there were some rumors circulating that they had to pay him more money, or, how the internet is, and those rumors are circulating.
That was confirmed, actually. They did sign him on for Avengers 2 and 3.
Okay, then. He's good then. So
Yep.
maybe, I don't know if they're going to alternate with it with like another character, or maybe a character dies in the movie. I don't know.
Well, I mean, in the comics, there's, God, 100 plus people that are officially Avengers now, so
Hmm.
the team is constantly changing, so yeah, it's nothing really, out of the ordinary.
Who would be like the next like high profile character that would be in Avengers? I know Spider-Man is, but it's owned by
Yeah.
another company.
Well, Miss Marvel.
Hmm.
Oh, fuck, jeez, why am I brain freezing right now? There's Ant-Man.
Hmm.
There's, well, Wasp. There's Tigra. God, there's a full list of them, really.
There's 90 something more.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sentry. God, the list goes on, really. Luke
Yeah,
Cage,
so
Iron Fist. I mean, they're going to be the quote-unquote defenders on the Netflix series, but you never
hmm
know. There's Doctor Strange.
hmm yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they handle this, and if they get like whatever feedback they get from the fans of the film, because usually with these comic book movies, if one character is replaced by another, people lose their mind on their internet because they're such big fans of maybe one character, and then another one comes and replaces him, and I don't know. So this is interesting news. I know the Avengers sequel is a couple years away, right? It's
2015.
still not going to be out for, another 2 years. So,
Granted, kind of like a year and a half away.
yeah, year and a half, about that. Yeah, because it'll be out by like summer of 2015.
See, I can give us a exact date here. It will be 500 days, 3 hours, and 43 minutes from this recording.
All right, that's very precise. But yeah, I enjoyed the Avengers movie. I'm looking forward to the sequel. It'd be interesting if they shake things up and they introduce some other characters.
Hmm. I mean, War Machine being put into the team will be a very nice addition. Hopefully it is War Machine and not Iron Patriot.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, well, moving on to our next story here, which is more movie news, but this time going into the new Terminator movie, Terminator Genesis. It was announced this past week that Emilia Clarke has been cast as Sarah Connor. And who is Emilia Clarke, you ask? Well, you may know her better as the Khaleesi on Game of Thrones, the Mother of Dragons herself.
What's my dragons? Yeah, this is pretty cool news because I'm both a fan of Game of Thrones and the Terminator series, and I think she's a really cool actress, so I think it'll work out as Sarah Connor, and it's funny that there's going to be two Sarah Connors on Game of Thrones now because
Yeah,
they had the one from the television series,
yeah.
and now they're going to have one from the movies. It's interesting that they're rebooting the Terminator series completely.
Mhm.
I know they try to reboot it with Terminator Salvation a couple years ago, which took place in the future, and it seems like they're just starting from like square one with this one. They're just gonna have a new, storyline, not storyline, but how do you say, like a reboot?
Yeah.
Essentially, they're not gonna tie it into the other films.
Except for
So,
the fact that Arnold is supposedly returning.
oh really?
Yeah.
Hmm. That's strange though that they keep like in the last movie they had the CG version of Arnold,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty cool nod to the other movies because when I saw it in the theater, I started going ape shit because I thought it was a cool nod that since of course he's older now, they at least got a CG version of him that looked like he did during the Terminator 1 and 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
But to have him in this one too, I think if they truly want to reboot the series, they need a new Terminator. Like I know they tried that with the last movie, but
I mean, we have no idea if he's going to be playing a Terminator or if he's just going to have a cameo appearance in the movie.
mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's a Stan Lee type cameo, hell, do it.
Yeah, that's fine, but hopefully they don't. I don't know. I think they need something new for the Terminator franchise besides Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
But back to Emilia Clarke being cast as Sarah Connor, I think it's good news, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the time frame whenever this movie's coming out. Oh, it says it right here, July 1st, 2015. So another 2015 movie.
Because that year has not enough movies yet.
Yeah, that's a lot. Shit. There's too many movies.
Busy and expensive summer.
Damn, too many movies.
All right, you've got our final story of the week.
Anyway, final story of the week is a Firefly Online is coming to PC and Mac in 2015. Woo! And this is based on the television series, right?
Yep.
Okay, which I still haven't seen, which I know people are like throwing shit at their computer right now listening to this. But yeah, it's been one of those series that's always been on my radar, and it's incredibly short, so I have no excuse why I haven't watched it.
Don't worry, it took me about 3 years until I finally got around to watching it.
So I know that, and then they have the film Serenity, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be MMORPG, which, is going to be great for Firefly fans who haven't, seen anything in the series for years, ever since the show was canceled. Of course, they did the Serenity movie, as I mentioned, but always content out there for fans of the franchise, which they haven't done much with this franchise. I don't know which studio owns this, like the Firefly brand.
I don't know. It's probably still owned by Josh Whedon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fact that we're getting this game on PC and Mac now is great, since originally it was only going to be a mobile game.
Yeah, which kind of seems strange, because you would think the market for an MMORPG would be on the computer, but an iOS and Android device.
This day and age,
Yeah, everybody's moving towards the tablets and the phones, so. It's the end of the consoles, man. They only sold 4 million between PS4 and Xbox One. It's over, man. Game over.
And don't forget those, 300,000 Wii U's, maybe.
Oh, yeah. What was it, 300, 400, 800% or some shit that they try to spin? That was ridiculous when they released the MPD report, and Nintendo's like, we sold whatever 100% more Wii U's, and they didn't give an exact number. Man, it's doing bad when
Yeah.
you say, but 300,000 is pretty damn good. Like in comparison to the, what they've had before, but it's still early in its life cycle, so it should be selling more than that. Anyway, enough bashing on the Wii U. So let's move into the been playing section. So
Yes.
So, speaking of the Wii U, first game that I have here on my list is Super Mario 3D World, which last week I kind of, went kind of hard at it, and it really was, and I found out playing it this past week. I'm still in the process of playing it. I've only completed 1 or 2 worlds, pretty much the same that I had done in co-op, But it was a co-op that was throwing me off, honestly. I restarted it, played it in single player, and it just clicked with me. It was a joy. Like it was back to, the fun 3D Mario games. Of course, it's not as expansive as the Galaxy games or Mario Sunshine, Mario 64. It's really, an evolution of what they did on the 3DS, which is nothing bad because I love that game, and playing it in single player really let me enjoy the game more and enjoy the music, the environments, the nods to Super Mario 64, to Super Mario World, all the other Mario games. It's really cool how they do all these little nods
Hmm.
around the levels and, the music cues. And it's a really fun game. I definitely recommend it if you have a Wii U to pick one up. I haven't completed it, so I don't know right now if it's like one of those games that's a system seller, how people say, oh, you gotta get this game, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna be playing it in the next couple weeks, and I put it down just because I've been busy this week and been playing some other games and doing some other stuff. So yeah, that's my first game on my list. So
Cool.
moving on to you, Lord X.
Well, the first game I have on my list this week is kind of an odd one. That's Euro Truck Simulator 2. I did that Let's experience for it, and I was enjoying the game and whatnot, so I decided to continue to go back to it and play a bit more. And yeah, I've gotten hooked on it. The first simulator game I've played in a while, really. It's I think the main draw that's hooked me in is that it's very, very easy to get into, unlike a lot of other simulator games, where basically you're like given something you've got to learn quickly, like a dozen things in order to play. This one, it's simple. Jump in, get a job, do it. Controls are not that bad. They let you customize a lot. You can use a mouse to drive or the keyboard or even a controller if you want to. Lots of options. The one thing I will say though is I have crashed a few times. I literally flipped my truck completely over the other day when going around a turn. Probably
Mhm.
shouldn't have been going 60 on a 30 road turn, but yeah, that happened. But overall, yeah, it's a great simulator game. The environments look absolutely beautiful for like an indie title. Uh, yeah, that's really the first game on my list.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That you just started playing a game that you weren't expecting much out of, and you're enjoying it.
Exactly,
So
yeah. You gotta love
yeah,
it when that happens.
yeah, that's really cool when that happens. Moving on to the next game on my list, I finally finished Tearaway, and it's kind of funny because I didn't realize how far into the game I was. So the other day I booted it up. I was like, okay, let me finish off Tearaway because I was like, okay, there's probably like an hour or two left. And I booted up and I had like 20 minutes left. Like I didn't have much. Like it was right at the end of the game. But once I finished it, I thought it was an amazing game. It's currently on sale at GameStop for $20, which is an absolute steal for this
Oh, damn.
week. So if you guys got a GameStop in your area, definitely check it out. It's up on their weekly ads, which run, Sunday through Saturday. So I'm pretty sure until Saturday it's going to be for $20. But this game is amazing. Unfortunately, it only sold around 40,000 copies within, not 40,000. It sold, yeah, was it 40,000? I'm trying to remember the exact number, but I know it was a very low amount,
Mhm.
in comparison to everything else at release. And which is a shame because it's such a great game. It's so unique. It's something that only could be played on the Vita.
Mhm.
It uses all the features of the Vita, the back touch, the front touch, the cameras. It is really cool how it uses a camera because it essentially puts you into the game. And it's really cheesy, but it just made me smile. Like I just found myself smiling so much because you can see yourself in the picture since it puts you in the game. Um, you see yourself smile so much. So and I was smiling so much throughout the game. Oh, here's a sales number. Oh, not even 40,000, 14,000.
Ooh.
Wow. That really sucked. And it's a shame, man. It just came out at the wrong time too. This came out alongside Super Mario 3D Land, 3D World, excuse me, Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, the Xbox One. So it was extreme competition on that date, and
Hmm.
I don't know why Sony decided to release it on that date. It was originally supposed to come out in October. They held it back because, they were trying to polish up the game. And it's a pretty short game. You could beat it in, I'd say, 5 hours or less.
Hmm.
But don't let that, keep you away from playing this game. Because those hours that you play, you're just having, an extreme amount of fun. It's so creative. It's so unique. I haven't played anything in, my 20 something years of playing games that's like this.
Wow.
So I definitely recommend it. It's so cool. Like it feels like a step up from Little Big Planet. When you play those games, they had really creative things, and you could create your own levels and things like that. Well, you could do similar things like this. Like the world of the game is all made in papercraft.
Hmm.
So you go throughout the world, and there's some characters who don't have color, and you use a camera and you take a picture of them, and then you unlock the papercraft, and then you could go on a website and print out the papercraft and make it yourself. So
Wow.
it's something really unique that I haven't seen any other game do. Like once you finish the game, you unlock like your little character, and you could go to the Tearaway website, print it out, and then make your own papercraft. It's something so simple, but it's never been done in any game before, and there's a lot of cool things that they do with the Vita touch screen. It's just really fun. It's one of those games that, like I said back weeks ago when I talked about it, it felt like the first Sony game that it feels like it was made by Nintendo. Like it has a Nintendo charm to it, and this studio is really onto something. Media Molecule. I don't know what they're working on currently, but I'm definitely looking forward to whatever PS4 project they have. So
Oh.
I definitely recommend it. I might even buy another copy this week just for the hell of it. It's $20. Like, yeah, man. I definitely recommend. I think you really enjoy it since you have a Vita.
Mhm. Yeah, I really want to pick it up. Yeah, it's been like a very bad time of the year.
Yeah,
It's like, I think I'll buy a game. Oh, wait, no, I can't.
got a whole bunch of other games plus,
Yeah, Christmas season gifts and everything
Yeah,
else.
but
Uh,
it definitely
it
make a
will.
great gift, so you can get it to somebody else.
It's definitely going to be something It's probably going to be the next game I pick up, to be honest. If Best Buy has like a Boxing Day sale onto it, I'm probably going to jump on it.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's gonna be in my top 5 games of the year, definitely,
No, wow.
because it's out of all the games that I've played this year, it's definitely the most unique, the most creative. It makes me happy like that something like this came out. And I know we had the VGX discussion and we talked about GTA winning game of the year, but I much rather would have something like this win game of the year that's a lot more creative, a lot more out of the box thinking
Hmm.
than, your standard open world game that, has a whole mafia vibe or gangster vibe to it. This is, something different.
Hmm. Cool, cool. All right. Well, the next game on my list is something that I only bought yesterday.
Hmm.
And haven't had a whole lot of time to play it, but that's Race the Sun. And if anybody has seen Total Biscuit's What the Fuck is Race the Sun, you'll know that it's a very, very simplified endless runner type game where you're flying in one direction basically. You can move left and right. You're avoiding obstacles coming up in your way and collecting points. But the sun is slowly setting, and the catch is your ship is solar powered. So your goal is to try and finish each area as quick as possible before that sun sets. And of course,
Hmm.
you can collect like little booster things that like increase the or put the sun back up in the air again. Yeah,
That
it,
sounds interesting.
it's very simple, and they randomly generate the level every single day, so you can start up on Tuesday, play a game, you got that one level to do, but the next day, completely different. level to play through. And of course, if you play or register and log in to play, you can actually experience user-generated levels as well. So lots of variety into it. I remember in TB's video, he actually entered a world called Giant Bunny Mayhem, I think it was, which
Hmm.
the user had created like giant rabbits hopping around the level. So, yeah, it's interesting. Very simplified. I'm not sure if it's still on right now, but GOG, goodoldgames.com, had it on sale for $250 yesterday when I picked it up.
Hmm. Yeah, that sounds like a really like something completely different. It's funny, I was just talking about Tearaway. It sounds like something really unique.
Currently on GOG right now, it's on sale for $4.99.
Okay. Good old games.
That sweet ass GOG.
I miss that from from the episodes. But yeah, moving into the next couple games, I'm gonna do like a rapid fire because
Okay.
I haven't played too much.
Mhm.
Like, well, too much
Well,
of this
for the
game at least.
beat.
Yeah. Call of Duty Ghosts. I've just been playing more multiplayer of that. I'm still, disappointed in it when it comes to the maps. But it's just like one of those games that I'll be listening to a podcast and say the podcast is like 45 minutes an hour long. I'll just throw the podcast on and just play, while listening to the podcast, which, is one of those games you don't have to think an extreme amount. It isn't like an emotional experience or anything too deep. So yeah, that's about it for Call of Duty Ghosts. Not a terrible game, but not a great game either. The next one that I have here, which is definitely a great game, is Lego Marvel Superheroes. I'm still playing that with my little brother. I know we're over the 6 hour mark now, probably closer to the 7 hour mark.
Further than me now.
Oh yeah. I don't know how long this game is. Is it like 10 hours long or
I
something like
think
that?
so, yeah.
So yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I love switching between all the different superheroes and the different superpowers. The levels, some of them are really gorgeous. I love the Asgard level.
Hmm.
That level was gorgeous, like walking across the bridge and then you seeing all the colors and then the water effects and the waves in the ocean. Like it just looked amazing and it's funny because it's such a simple design. It isn't like something like Uncharted. It's just Lego pieces, so it looked really cool. And I'm continuing to play that, really enjoying it. And the last thing I was going to bring up when it comes to games is that I tried out a couple games on my PS3 with the PS4 remote, which is really cool. I Googled the list because I had heard that several games support the DualShock 4 on the PS3. So all you have to do is, you know, directly connect your DualShock 4 to your PS3 and then, start up the game. I tried out BioShock Infinite and, I switched the settings around to make the triggers, because in the PS3 you would use the R1 button before. So I switched it to R2, tried out the new triggers. It feels really cool, which is good because there is still some DLC coming out for that. So I'm definitely going to play using the DualShock 4 controller with the new triggers. And I also tried out some Marvel vs. Capcom, which, old school fighting game. Definitely one of my favorite fighting games just because of the crossover and the design, the art style and everything. I tried that out briefly and it works great with DualShock 4. One little side note about that game's getting pulled,
Ah,
uh, off of PSN and Xbox Live. And I believe it's because Capcom ran out of the license, the Marvel license to use those characters. And currently, it's super cheap on the PSN. I got it for $3.75 with PS Plus, so super cheap. The original price was $15. So I definitely recommend if you guys listen to this, and it might be they might actually pull it by the time this goes up.
mhm,
But I know it's sometime this week they're gonna pull it from PSN and Xbox Live, which really sucks because that game is great,
mhm.
and that sucks about digital
Is
distribution.
every Marvel vs. Capcom game coming now?
Yeah, not only the the one that I was playing, which is Marvel vs. Capcom Origins, Marvel
Shit, I
vs.
don't
Capcom
have that one. I
2,
should download that.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Ultimate Marvel. All of them are getting pulled from PSN and Xbox Live. So definitely, if you want that one, because that one I was missing that one. I have Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Ultimate on 360. I had two. I actually rebought two just for the hell of it because it was super cheap, and I enjoy the PS3 D-pad more than the Xbox. And the Origins I hadn't bought, which is strange. It's not really that strange because I actually have it on Dreamcast, and it's my favorite of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. So yeah, just if you want those, check the PSN Xbox Live, which you know it sucks that they're pulling them.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that wasn't really a rapid fire. My bad. I just went on a tangent there. But anyway, so
That's
what
all.
else you been playing?
Uh, as for myself, oh geez, what have I been playing? Well, I have been playing a bit more A Link Between Worlds. I've gotten 2 more dungeons complete on that, and
Nice.
oh, the nostalgia factor is still kicking herd in a quite the
Yeah.
good way, mind you. Uh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, same as like I said last week. That game is just beautiful, and may have a bit more to say in a video coming up soon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Mm. Nice. Yeah, man. That's definitely one of the next games that I have on my list to pick up. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna get it because there's so much stuff. And as we'll talk about in a little bit, I'm kind of on a superhero kick right now. So the next games that I'll probably get will probably all be superhero related. But yeah, it looks really cool. I definitely have it on my radar. And man, the 3DS has had a freaking amazing year this year.
Yeah, no kidding. Video Gamer UK actually put up a, what was it now? The top 3DS games actually, or games that are reasons to buy a 3DS this holiday season.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, they highlighted there like that system has a shit ton of
There's
amazing
so
games.
much. There's been like a game every month
Yeah,
this
yeah.
year. It's ridiculous. I think maybe not January, but February I think was Fire Emblem,
Mhm.
right? Then
Yep.
they had Dark Moon, then it just continued throughout the summer with Animal Crossing and Mario and Luigi, then yeah, Project Cross Zone,
Shin Megami Tensei.
Pokemon, X and Y, like Zelda.
Paper Mario.
There's
What
just
was
so
that
much
Paper
shit
Mario
on there.
last year?
Yeah, there's so much shit on that handheld.
Mhm.
It makes me want to buy another one. They have so many cool designs. Like, I just have the
Oh,
3DS
believe me,
XL,
if not for the PS4, I would have gave in and bought that Legend of
the
Zelda
Zelda
Between
one.
Worlds one. It's so
Mhm.
golden.
Yeah, I really like the design on that one. Even the Mario and Luigi one looks pretty sweet. It's a pretty simple design. It's just silver and then has Mario and Luigi running across it on like the side.
Mhm.
But I really like it. It sucks that I bought, I got my 3DS XL, what was it, around, yeah, it'll be like a year now coming up. And then they decided to release all those different variants. Like even the Pokemon one was really cool with the legendary Pokemon on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still rocking a launch
Mhm.
3DS myself.
Yeah, actually, like I was gonna keep that, and then I saw like a 3DS XL. I played with it, and I was like, I need to get this. And then I ended up selling like my regular 3DS to a buddy of mine because he wanted to play some 3DS games. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. I know they're constantly throwing out deals for it. Like I know this week, like Target has it for 150,
Mhm.
and that's like any model, including the Link Between Worlds one, which retails for 220. They
Jesus.
have it for 150. So yeah, but I'm
Christ.
definitely not spending $150 just to get another design.
Mhm.
Maybe if they release something like super, like I just can't you know
Mhm.
resist,
Yep.
then maybe. But
In the new year, I might do it, though
hmm
my eyes are kind of set on a Wii U at this point.
oh yeah, that's definitely something. I
Maybe
Especially
after
since you already have a 3DS. So.
yeah. Yeah, it's still working fine, knock on wood. So
Mhm.
it's not like I have to replace it or anything yet. Alright, so I guess we can move into our been watching section, where I'll kick things off here with a bit of superhero stuff myself.
Yes.
Uh, that's Arrow. They had their mid-season finale or last Wednesday, and wow. Just wow, that show. I keep saying it, but it keeps becoming more true and true each time. They are getting better with every single episode. They had some really shocking revelations this past episode.
Mhm.
We got to see the birth of the Flash, which was very cool. They've paid homage quite well to the original origin of the character, and really looking forward to his spin-off series now. And the new villain was revealed. What else? We got our first kick of a superpowers, really. Uh, there was a version of Solomon Grundy in the episode.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't realize at first because the character did appear on the week before, but on the last episode I actually caught the name Cyrus Gold, and I was like, that's Solomon Grundy.
Mhm.
And there was one little scene in the episode where one of the characters actually picks up a book that's in Cyrus's apartment that has the Solomon Grundy poem onto it. So
That's pretty cool.
really, really nodding towards that character. And hopefully we get to see him back in the future in full Grundy form, which would be awesome.
Mhm.
And yeah, just pure awesome. The flashback scenes were pretty cool too. Deathstroke definitely became Deathstroke in the past, as he kind of pulled a Mortal Kombat type move when he ripped a guy's heart out of his chest. Quite literally, he ripped a guy's heart out of his chest.
And they showed this on TV?
Kind
I'm,
of.
I'm surprised. Yeah, I was about to say how the hell they got through, standards and practices with that shit.
When they showed it, they kind of focused on, like, I'll say the enemy, his face as
Mhm.
Deathstroke did it. He pulled back and you couldn't see what was in his hand, but he had, like, his hand clenched over an object.
Mhm. Yeah, I like when they do that actually when they don't necessarily show the scene, but they like hint at it. Or maybe it's like a silhouette or something like that, shadow.
Mhm.
Because then your mind goes crazy. You're like, what happened? I want to see.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
So what about yourself? What's the first thing on your list?
So the first thing on my list, I'm gonna cheat. It's not watching, but I've been listening to a lot of Fat Man on Batman, a ridiculous amounts.
Mhm.
Because Kevin Smith, which of course from like Jay and Silent Bob, Clerks, all those movies, he does a great job with this podcast. Like he's had some amazing guests. I went back and listened to the older episodes. Like the very first episode was with Paul Dini. I had listened to the most recent episode, which was also with Paul Dini.
Mhm.
I listened to the episode with Stan Lee, which is really cool. The episode with Mark Hamill, of course, the Joker in the animated series and the Arkham games.
Mhm.
Kevin Conroy, which was Batman on the animated series and the games.
Mhm.
Like he's had so many great guests. Like Grant Morrison, which is one of the best writers in comic book history. His episode was wild as hell.
Oh, well, I can
Like
imagine with Grant Morrison, he's off his rocker.
like
Anyway.
it was extremely strange. It was a two-parter, and he started going into like all this like these weird like religious like experiences that he had. It's a must listen to if like you're a fan of this guy, because like you could tell like how how crazy this guy is. But it was really interesting. So yeah, I've been listening to a lot of that. Like it's great when like podcasts, like you can just go back and see whoever the guest was, and if you're interested, download it. And I'm really, really enjoying it, and that's really got me in a kick for like superheroes in general. And I've been watching more of the Batman animated series. I'm still going through season 1. I'm like on episode 15, 16. it's so damn good. Like, it just makes you appreciate it even more now, like watching it as an adult back to when you were, a little kid. Um, Man, it's so damn good, and it just got me in a comic book kick. I grabbed all my Batman comics, took them out of my closet because I had them in a box in my closet. They're pretty much just all like, in graphic novel form, like paperbacks and hardcovers. Which actually I thought I hadn't read like some of them, and the only one I haven't read is Hush, which I know is like considered one of the best
Yep.
Batman graphic novels. The other ones that I have, like, the classics like Killing Joke, Batman R.I.P., like Arkham Asylum, Grant Morrison. So yeah, that's about it in terms of what I've been watching. Of course, besides wrestling, watched the pay-per-view last night. I actually paid for the pay-per-view. I didn't watch like a stream because I thought it was gonna be really, really good. Like they got me, and they did a really good job promoting the pay-per-view. It ended up not being bad, but it wasn't stellar either.
Hmm.
There was definitely some weird choices. The weirdest was like the Daniel Bryan and Wyatt family match was just weird
Yeah.
because like Daniel Bryan is
Though,
like,
though I have to say one thing. That match caused the chant of "This is creepy,"
oh
which
yeah,
is incredible.
when Bray Wyatt did the whole like what's that movie, The Exorcist, like the back
The
walking
ring.
whatever. Yeah, and also The Ring, like they did that on both movies. I know it was like the uncut version of Exorcist when they did something like that,
Hmm.
but it's just weird, and the decisions that they made with that, especially since Daniel Bryan's like really, really popular now,
Yeah.
to have him lose that match, and it just felt weird. And then I thought the final match was pretty damn good, which was surprising.
Mm.
Between Orton and Cena, they beat the crap out of each other. It was definitely some, like weird sections in that too, like we were talking about earlier when Cena completely missed the table.
Yeah.
Like his head took like a big hit,
Hmm.
and it looked really, really bad.
Yep.
But it was cool though how they I don't want to, well, by now people probably heard what the hell happened when
Yeah.
this goes up. It was cool that they Orton chained Cena to the ring ropes, and then Cena just took the ropes off and started hitting Orton with it, and
That was very.
Orton.
I'd say that was very clever of them to.
Yeah, I
Take
thought it
that.
was there was some pretty original spots in it. I thought it was pretty cool when Cena was hanging, and then Orton treated him like a piñata and just smacked the hell out of him with a chair on his back. I thought that was pretty funny. And yeah, Orton's the new, like, what are they calling it? A WWE World Heavyweight Champion now.
Hmm.
I'm interested to see what happens on Raw tonight if they're gonna, make one belt. Um,
Hopefully, so we can get rid of that god awful WWE title that they've had for the past year.
yeah, I didn't mind it too much. Like, the whole Rock design. I know it wasn't, really him. It was somebody backstage who
Yeah.
designed it, of course. But I didn't mind it too much. I'm wondering if they're gonna come out with a new belt, or they're just gonna do the whole Chris Jericho thing, like back when he was undisputed champion and he had both belts back in the day, and then they eventually made it. Like, it's funny how they just overlooked that whole time period. Like, they were like, "This is the first time in WWE history," and I was dying because even in the pay-per-view at the bottom, like, they had a tweet from Jericho, and he said the second, undisputed champion. I just thought it was funny because they just completely overlooked that shit. Like, and WWE's notorious for doing this. They just think fans forget and they're stupid and they just forget about stuff.
Yeah, yeah, like the fact that Chris Benoit doesn't exist apparently.
Oh yeah, I was I was about to tweet last night when they showed footage of Randy beating him. I was like, oh, I saw Chris Benoit's leg.
Yeah,
Like, because they actually showed that. I was like, oh, it's a miracle. Um,
yeah, because when they were doing the whole montage, I was like, wait a minute, if they're going to show like them winning their first titles,
yeah, he won it from Benoit. And what was that, WrestleMania?
uh, was it WrestleMania?
No, I don't think it was WrestleMania.
It was Survivor Series, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was another pay-per-view. I'm thinking of the match that Benoit had with Triple H, and was it WrestleMania? I don't even know.
Yeah, it was
But
Triple
yeah,
H
and Chris Benoit, somebody else. It was like a triple threat.
Angle, wasn't it?
It might have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was weird they just disregarded that. But at least I think they're actually in a good direction, like moving forward with the company. It seems like they're picking up steam, especially with Daniel Bryan. Like I haven't seen a crowd this hot for, a superstar in a very long time.
Hmm.
Like CM Punk was pretty popular, in 2011 after he dropped the pipe bomb.
Yep.
But this has been crazy. Like everybody's chanting yes and no and getting into the matches, even if the crowd was kind of dead last night, which I think kind of killed the vibe of a lot of the matches. The matches could have
Yep.
been better. The crowd, where was it they were at yesterday? I can't remember. Oh, Houston, Texas. It was pretty dead, which was surprising because usually the Texas crowds are, pretty loud.
Yep.
So
Well, hopefully now going into the Royal Rumble, things will start picking up a bit more.
yeah, and going into 2014, I think they might end up, getting into, a high point like in popularity with the WWE again. Hopefully,
Hmm.
I know they probably won't ever reach the level that they did with the Attitude Era, but at least, bring it back up and mainstream popularity
Yep.
within the next couple of years. And it seems like they're doing it because they're making, SmackDown a continuation of Raw.
Hmm.
They're unifying the titles. They're giving the titles a lot more importance, which I really like. I really like the promos that they were doing, talking about the histories of all the individual titles. And of course, this is predetermined and fake and whatever. But if you want to have legitimacy to the show,
Yep.
like you got to give some legitimacy to the titles.
Yep.
So yeah, that's about about it. Pretty solid pay-per-view. There were some good matches. The Divas matches was actually pretty damn good.
Well, of course, it had AJ Lee into it.
AJ and Natalia, it was pretty damn good because usually those matches are,
Or they're the bathroom break, essentially.
yeah, that's a bathroom break. Go get some popcorn or some chips or something. But yeah, that's my little rant about TLC. Solid show, but could have been better.
Hmm. Well, as for the rest of my been watching section, also watched the season finale of South Park last week, which was surprisingly emotional at the end. Usually, yeah, like when they did their whole Game of Thrones parody trilogy there, it was extremely funny, and the ending was just a laugh out loud moment. But for their season finale, they, kind of punched you in the gut and hit you with quite the emotional impact of it,
Mm-hmm.
which I have to say congrats to Matt Stone and Trey Parker for that one, because unexpected but extremely well done and a great way to make a fantastic point, which was basically vanity, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Girls, not enjoying their appearances and using photoshopped images to make themselves look better. It also, on the humorous side, had Kanye West returning to the episode, in which his opening appearance, he said, like, I am not Aquaman, I only share the love of the sea, and that he was a recovering gay fish. So the fact that they harkened back to that joke was really, really well done.
I bet Kanye was pissed because he gets mad about anything.
Well, the whole thing with him in the episode was him trying to convince people that Kim Kardashian was not the Hobbit. Yep. And the whole episode is like trying to explain to like the kids or people that she was not a Hobbit, but he'd stop in mid-sentence like, oh, wait, he would tell them like, of course she has a friend named Gandalf who's a wizard, and hold up a second, turn around, call up the phone like, bitch, you sure you're not the Hobbit? You have that wizard friend named Gandalf. Uh-huh. Okay. And he turned back to the kids and like explained something else, which was kind of hinting at her being a hobbit anyway. And he would pause, go back and phone her again.
It's so fucking random how they come up with these ideas, man.
But overall, fantastic episode. Funny and with the emotional impact. And speaking of The Hobbit, on Thursday I saw the first screening of The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug in IMAX. And holy fuck, that was a good movie. I really enjoyed An Unexpected Journey, but Desolation of Smog was 10 times better. And Benedict Cumbersnatch or Cumberbatch or however the hell you pronounce his last name, Khan, basically, from Star Trek, he can play a damn good dragon. I'll put it at that.
Mm,
Because Smog, definitely one of the best movie characters of the year. Just,
that's pretty cool.
yeah, just extremely badass. Probably the first great movie dragon. Because
Mm.
the CG was just incredible for him. And seeing it in IMAX, oh wow. You definitely get the scale of Smog in that. But they kind of did end on a cliffhanger, which makes you go, you motherfuckers! I have to wait another year to see the conclusion to this. So yeah, that was kind of brutal. But overall, fantastic movie. Lots of action, lots of humor. Definitely a must-see.
That's pretty cool. I still haven't watched the first one, the first Hobbit film. I think I'm just waiting for all of them to come out and then just watch them like all at once instead
Maybe a
of
good idea.
just
but if
being
you
hit with the
can,
cliffhangers.
but if you can, man, I would say definitely try to get out to see it in IMAX because
Hmm.
it was just phenomenal.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. As for what I've been reading, I've got nothing.
Hmm. Yeah, for me, pretty much nothing. I know I'm gonna be reading comics. Like I keep saying I'm gonna read comics, and then I just keep watching stuff about comics and like listening to stuff about comics. But I know I'll probably be. I'm gonna try to read Hush because that's the only one out of the Batman ones that I have. I actually want to read it, so then I finish reading it and then I buy some other ones before I do. Instead of just buying stuff, because I have a whole bunch of other comics from like different superheroes that I haven't read, but I'm just focusing on Batman right now. Ooh, Stan Lee's gonna be at the convention. Yeah, I just saw on Facebook. He's gonna be at the local comic book convention. That's
Cool.
pretty cool. Yeah, I met him a couple years ago
Hmm.
at the convention. Take a picture with him.
Oh, you
It
lucky.
was like, yeah, it was just like really quick, which kind of sucked because there were so many people there. Like we couldn't shake his hand or anything because he'd been signing autographs the whole day, so his hands were pretty, sore.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We made a cameo in his life after all the cameos that he's made in all these movies. But yeah, that was completely got sidetracked. But yeah, I haven't been reading anything as of this week.
Moves us into our shameless self-promotion section, where just as for myself this week, let me see, what have I put up over the past couple of days? There's a new Let's Experience up for The Journey Down, Chapter 1. Pretty fun point-and-click adventure game. Very nice style to it. Of course, I have my Dust and Elysian Tale videos that went up. And today I put up a brand new Minecraft Monday video, which is only 33 seconds long. Kind of like
Yep.
it's something different that I haven't done. I thought I'd
Uh,
throw it out there as an experiment.
then that comes out on PS3 tomorrow, right?
Yes, it does. Very good point. That was
Yeah.
announced today, the PS3. I guess they were going to follow the Telltale model and be like, oh yeah, by the way, it's out tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool that they do that at least, and it's out tomorrow. It kind of sucks that PS4 and Vita versions aren't out yet, because that's kind of what I'm looking forward to, honestly.
I'm
PS3
probably
version.
going to buy the PS3 version.
Mhm. I'm waiting for them to do like a cross-buy promotion,
Hmm.
where you buy it on one, get it on the other. Hopefully, maybe they don't do it. Maybe I just get it on PS4. So I'll give the game another shot or something.
So, what about yourself this week for shameless self-promotion?
So yeah, I haven't done anything with my YouTube channel in weeks, and I don't know, been busy, been playing some games, and at the same time, all this controversy's been happening with YouTube, as we spoke about earlier. I'm kind of trying to figure out what direction I'm gonna take my channel in. I'm gonna still do like those types of videos, like the one that I did, and I'll probably still use copyrighted footage, but I'm not monetizing it. It's just gonna be like trailers if I'm talking about any particular game. So it isn't gonna be like I'm gonna be spoiling things or whatever. But yeah, just follow me at Project PSX. I haven't streamed anything recently on PS4. I might stream something, but for the next couple days, I don't know. I streamed some Lego Marvel a couple days ago, but I haven't streamed, in a while. Maybe some Call of Duty or something else.
Cool, cool. All right then. Well, guess that does it for shameless self-promotion. We did not have any questions or comments from the last episode, so nothing to go on. But,
That's disappointing, especially with the VGX episode. That's disappointing.
I was looking forward to some great comments on that.
I know. I was looking forward to something. Even what's his name? The baby Petitio.
Yep.
Like good show or something.
I think he Wait, did he comment? I thought he did. It's not showing up here. One comment. Oh, wait. Oh, it's flagged as spam, apparently. Okay. Thanks, YouTube. Yeah, he did say nice video. So thank you, baby.
Stupid YouTube. They're even flagging our damn comments now. What in the hell? Oh, Alpha Megasin uploaded a video about that. About YouTube flagging Jonathan Blow. What were you talking about?
Well, anyways, guys, if you do have questions and comments for us, please leave them down in the comment section below, and you can win a free game. I have a ton of free games that I want to give away to you guys. But you have to leave comments and questions. Comment about any of the news stories we talked about today, such as the Spider-Man movies getting some spin-offs. Or, the Elder Scrolls Online. Are you going to be picking up on day one, or are you going to wait till it's free to play?
Like us.
Yeah. Who do you want to see cameo in Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z?
Samus. It's time to ruin your game now. But yeah, hopefully we get some questions next week. Even if we get them through like Twitter or anything, like we could do that too, like Twitter, the comment section, I don't know, PSN, like anywhere, any questions. We just want some damn questions.
Exactly, and tell us your thoughts on the whole YouTube thing that's going on right now. Are you making videos and are you scared? So seriously, guys, comments, questions, anything, win a free game. Let's see, is there any questions we could actually ask? Just a random question to throw out at the end here.
For this week?
Yeah.
Well, we've been talking a lot about Marvel movies, so maybe, or, superhero movies in general, maybe Marvel or DC character that they would like to see a movie based on in the future.
There you
go. That hasn't been done yet. I know, listening to Fat Man on Batman, they kept bringing up Harley Quinn. She hasn't made the transition to any of the Batman films or, her own film. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. So, guys, please, as Israel said, tell us what character from any comic books, Marvel, DC, Vertigo, Dark Horse, anything that you would like to see be put onto the big screen or even small screen on TV. Let us know that down in the comment section below. And if you do so, you can win a copy of Batman Arkham City. Game of the year.
That works out. Yeah. That works out pretty well with the whole comic book, vibe.
All right, and I do believe that's going to do it for this week. So, Israel, do you want to take us out?
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, yeah, thanks everybody for checking out this episode of the podcast, as we talked about. Leave us questions. Definitely answer the question we gave you guys about the, superhero movie. Check back next week, same place, youtube.com, as long as we don't get shut down by the craziness that's happening. So thanks, guys, for listening. Peace.
Goodbye, everybody. And remember, war, it never changes.